Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Looney. Today we're going to talk about Figma's IPO. Now let me pull up Figma right now and walk through it all because I am buying it through Robinhood IPO access, and I want to break down exactly how IPOs work, why I'm interested, and what you should know before throwing money into it. So whether you're eyeing Figma or you looked at Reddit or Circle, we're going to run through how this IPO process works for retail traders like myself. Now, before we get into it, quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join. And then I also offer a premium membership, $8 a month, which gives you access to one-on-one coaching. I do trade callouts. I have an option selling course and more. You can check it out. All the links to that are in the description. So yes, Figma is a beast in the design space. You've probably used it or at least seen it if you've worked in tech, UI, UX, or some sort of startup. It's collaborative, cloud-based, and now AI-powered or involved. Adobe actually tried to buy them for $20 billion, but regulators blocked it, and now Figma itself is trying to go public independently with a price range of $25 to $28, I believe. Yes, that price range right there. The IPO was actually expected on 7/31 or July 31st. And Robinhood allows you to queue buy orders already. So if the final price lands in that range, I'm in, and it's random. So we're going to go over something that not everybody really explains. So Robinhood's IPO access gives us retail investors a chance to get the shares at the IPO price, not after the stock spikes. So if you guys don't know, when a stock IPOs, generally there's a lot of FOMO and the stock actually spikes on its initial day. We've seen that with something like Robinhood. Robinhood itself, when it first IPO'd, had a massive spike on that first day and then quickly fell off. And if we look at something like Circle or even Reddit is a good example. So this one spiked a lot and then cooled off. I mean, it's still high range, but it has cooled off slightly. Same with Reddit, I believe. We could look at it. It IPO'd pretty recently and it jumped up and it kept going, and now it dumped back when there was some volatility. So this is probably one of the better IPOs. This one didn't drop as much. It dropped when every other stock was dropping in April. So what is the process? Let's go back to Figma and we'll walk through the process. It also goes over what the process is on Robinhood itself. So you could read about it here, but I'm just going to quickly go over how it works. So one is you request shares before IPO. So that's what I did. You could look up Fig and then you could start a request. I already made one, so now it's just allowing me to edit the request. I could also cancel it if I want to. If demand becomes too high and there's just too many orders to fill, not enough shares to allocate, the Robinhood will randomly allocate these shares. So it's randomly picked. So I have 100 shares queued at that $33. It's because it is, I think it has to be like 20% plus. So it has that 20% buffer. You can read about it, why it's like that, but it's auto set to that. So I let it go, and I might not get filled on all 100, but I queued for 100. So I might get around 5, 10, or I might not get none, or I might not get any. And again, if you get picked, you confirm that final price of that $33. And also if you get picked, you'll own IPO shares before it even hits the public market, which is really beneficial. But you need to keep in mind, just because you request doesn't mean you're guaranteed these shares. Again, I'm requesting 100 shares. It's a pretty big cost, around $3,000, and it's taken on my buying power. And I gave this sort of call out to my Discord and now on YouTube of why I believe it and why I think this is a great buying opportunity. So I'm buying Figma, but I'm also being realistic. Like I said, IPOs can be super volatile. We've seen some spike like Reddit and some crash hard like Rivian. Let's pull up Rivian because I haven't looked at this IPO in a while. So let's go back to when it first started. It jumped that first initial day that it was listed and now has fallen off a cliff, and it's still working its way back, but you could see how volatile IPOs could be. And we already went through Robinhood. Robinhood itself had a pretty volatile IPO. So there's also some sort of lockup period for insiders, and once that ends, the price can dip. So even if I get shares, I'm not going to go in heavy. That 100 shares isn't a massive position in my portfolio. It is a pretty sizable one, but it's not my biggest position. So I'm being very cautious, but at the same time, I know that Figma has strong fundamentals, a very sticky product, and a huge brand equity. But that doesn't mean it's going to moon all in one day or day one. And you can see here at the bottom, it says NA, 0 shares. That's because I'm waiting for July 31st for it to happen. So yes, I'm taking that, I wouldn't say small allocation, but there's a chance that it could be small because I'm putting 100 shares, but in reality, I'll probably only get filled for a quarter of that at most. So I'm not just chasing hype. And if you're also buying into the Figma IPO, make sure to drop a comment below. I want to see how this plays out. I gave this to my Discord members. I have other shares and different stocks and big crypto and different option plays that I also go over on my other videos. You can check it out. But if you want to track my moves in real time, join the premium Discord. This is where I give my live trades, live callouts as soon as I do them. The links to that are in the description.